I read the comments, and there were a lot of you who were inquiring for more details about my menopause experience. And I can totally understand why. To be honest, menopause can be quite difficult to go through. The body pain, the sleepless nights, the hot flashes, all can take over someone's life. I myself have had moments of this, and I understand how difficult it can be. So I made it a mission to find ways to try and make this transition as pleasant as it can be. So in this video, I'll be sharing the symptoms that I've experienced, food I've been eating, supplements I've been taking, and as well as mindful practices I'm doing to support my body through menopause or this period of life. So pour yourself a cup of tea and find yourself a cozy spot, and let's get into the video. Last year was the first time I started to experience symptoms associated with menopause. And I say associated because my symptoms may not necessarily be caused by menopause. I'll talk more about that later in this video, and we'll get all into what I believe or have learned what has been going on with my body. There are many symptoms that I have been dealing with during this time, but here are the three main ones that have been super challenging that I've been struggling with. One is hot flashes, which, as a lighthearted way, I have named Sebastian because I turned so red and I didn't want to have this terrible feeling every time it shows up. So I started to call it Sebastian, and I kind of made fun of it with my husband, and I'll always tell him like, "Oh gosh, Sebastian is here," and he can tell because I turn like super red. So hot flashes is something I've been dealing with. I mainly tend to have that towards the night, and occasionally I'll have it during the day, but mainly at night, like right before I go to bed. And when I'm sleeping, I do get a lot hotter than I used to. So that's one thing. Another symptom I've been dealing with that has been terrible is insomnia. This one was really hard because I mean, when you don't have sleep, you can't heal, you can't feel good, you can't do things, you're super tired, and symptoms just tend to be more intense when you don't have enough sleep. This was something so new to me because I was somebody who had no problem sleeping. I had no problem falling asleep. I had no problem staying asleep. I actually could sleep more hours than you should. That was the kind of sleep pattern that I had prior to this. But these days, it's lucky if I can get a good 5 hours of sleep, like uninterrupted. That would be a good thing. But I still actually end up waking up about 3 to 4 times in the night. So it's not like I'm sleeping all the way through. On good days, I could fall right back asleep. But on the terrible days of insomnia, I will wake up and then I'm not able to go to sleep. And sometimes I'll stay up for like an hour. And if it's really bad, I feel like I'm waking up every hour. There's been times that it's been really bad. And it's usually I declare it really bad is if I have those kind of sleep patterns consecutively for so many days, like 3, 4 days in a row. And if I don't catch like one day of 5 hour rest, then it's so difficult the next day and to do anything. And every symptom it just seems intensified. The third one that was really kind of debilitating at this moment is body pain. And it's weird because I did have body pain all over my body or different parts of my body. And it would happen like I would have back pain, and then it would be like hip pain, and then it would be like my feet. And it would just kind of come and go. And it was always more intense in the evening, at night, and in the morning. But the most debilitating one is my wrists. I've been struggling with mother's thumb or de Quervain's tenosynovitis, I think is what it's called. And what that is when there's a band around your wrist that holds your thumb tendons, and that becomes inflamed. So every time the tendon of your thumb moves underneath it, it gets super irritated. It's super painful. Well, this happened just all of a sudden. Like one morning, I woke up and my left wrist had this weird, it was like stuck almost. And I kind of like pushed through it. Ever since then, it was sore. And then that was starting to get a little bit better. But then my right side ended up having the same thing. So now I have it on both sides and it hasn't ever completely gone away. It's just kind of gets a little bit better and less inflamed, and then it gets worse. And sometimes it can be so bad. It's so stiff and painful in the morning. I can barely grab things. I can barely move my thumb, and it makes it extremely hard to cook, to juice, to wash dishes, chop food. So last year I ate really simple. I did not really make big things and I just kind of ate whatever I could cook and had enough strength to do. That's what last year was like. So I think I'm going to make a post about menopause. I'm going to list more symptoms and I'll list more information where you can read more about these symptoms and what to do about it. So I'm going to write a post about it. You can go and read and see if anything resonates for you. It'll be on my website, taratom.com. I'll leave the link in the description box below. Now let's get into the foods that I ate and some of the supplements I took. This isn't a complete list of them. I'm just going to give you the majority of the things I was doing. As you know, I follow Medical Medium and I looked into the Medical Medium book, Life Changing Foods. In there, I just go into the index and I looked up menopause and I looked at all the list of foods that Medical Medium recommended and I kind of went off of those things. So, things I was eating, which was good for menopause, was avocado, which is why I was no longer fat free. I started to eat some avocado. I started to eat red peppers, which has really high vitamin C. And this vitamin C is different, though, he says. This is one that the immune cells can quickly use. So it's a fast vitamin C into the body. Tomatoes is another thing I was eating a lot of. They help to revitalize the liver, which I'll get to the root cause again later on in this video. Collards, which acted like an antibiotic for the body. I was eating broccoli and cauliflower as they are high in vitamin C. And it's a special kind of vitamin C because it's paired with the sulfur in broccoli and cauliflower. This little combination strengthens the tattered and weakened immune systems so it can help fight pathogens. Also, according to Medical Medium, this combination of vitamin C and sulfur is something that pathogens are sensitive to. So it's good for killing pathogens as well. Also, broccoli and cauliflower have bioavailable calcium, which is something that most women in menopause is concerned about, is their calcium levels. So this one has a bioavailable calcium that are good for your bones and your teeth. I did eat some zucchini as that helps to calm the liver and lower liver heat. I ate a ton of leafy greens, and that is good at helping the body to create an alkaline environment. It's really good at helping to support the lymphatic system and helps the liver to gently purge. So those were foods I was eating to help support my body, and I would try to focus on those kind of foods. So Medical Medium has mentioned in the past that during our adolescent years, our immune system kind of takes a hit and it basically goes down a lot. I kind of feel like there's a possibility that's the same thing that's happening when a woman goes through her menopause transition years. I didn't find any information about this, but maybe that transition and that change weakens the immune system, which could possibly be some of the reasons why I don't have that fighting power for all these symptoms. And so I kind of focused a whole lot with my supplements around boosting my immune system. There's supplements in the books that you can go and find. These are just supplements that I decided to use. So I'm not telling you to take these. I'm just experimenting on my own. I have no knowledge. So go and do your research before taking anything. But this is what I decided to do. I used melatonin, lemon balm, and California poppy to help with my sleep and calm the nerves with my like wrist so that it wouldn't hurt and kind of keep me up at night. So I would use those to help me to sleep. I took a ton of things to boost my immune system where I upped my vitamin C. I was doing vitamin C shock therapy by medical medium. I took Vimergy's Total Immune Blend, and I also took zinc. I also started to take B12 twice a day to support my liver and immune system. I occasionally would take licorice root, which is really good at helping to support the adrenal glands and it's antiviral. It was also one of the things that was listed in the Life Changing Food book that would be good for menopause. And I was taking a lot of turmeric. I took the curcumin blend that Vimergy has because that helps to increase the blood supply throughout the body, which helps with circulation and it helps somebody who's struggling with a sluggish liver, which that's me. And again, wait to the end. I'm going to talk about this. Remember, I'm talking a lot about the liver here. The last kind of supplement that I was taking that really helped was nettle leaf. That is rich in bone building and bone protecting nutrients, such as silica. So, things that you're usually concerned about when you hit this stage of your life. In addition to foods and supplements, I also did other things to support my body during this time. I was doing things like keeping my fats very low and my salt very low. The reason for that is every time I did eat a little more fat or consumed a little more salt, I would notice that the hot flashes would surface and be more intense and happen more often. So, keeping my fat out or keeping it very, very low and being mindful and not eating too much salt was very helpful with my hot flashes, or I'm still doing it. So I don't know why I'm saying was. It's something that I'm doing right now, and I don't really suffer with hot flashes. It comes every now and then, but it really surfaces if I eat more fat, like more avocados, or have some more nuts. I was eating nuts, I was eating seeds, not a lot, but I would munch on them. Another thing I would do is I would rebound for 20 minutes to help my lymphatic system to move. So I just kind of helped my body to expel everything out of whatever the liver was releasing or the pathogens that were being killed. And another thing I was very mindful about was I couldn't drink celery juice, and I still can't drink celery juice every day because my wrists are so sore that I have such a difficult time making the juice. Well, not making the juice. I have a difficult time washing the juicer, is what it is. I really wish that I had someone to wash the juicer or make the juice because I can't do much in the morning. I literally can't use my thumb. So I haven't been drinking as much celery juice as I would like, which would be like every day. But what I did do instead was I started to buy wheatgrass shots and I started to drink that in the morning as like some mineral salts. It does not do anything as much as celery juice. I really wish I could drink more celery juice, but I just decided to start drinking wheatgrass juice to have mineral salts and kind of help support my body that way. But that was something I couldn't do. And I also eat a lot of cucumbers at night to help, again, flush out my body. So I've been eating a lot of that kind of stuff. And to be quite honest, with everything that was happening or is happening with my menopause, I'm just trying to keep a light heart, as Anthony says, because I feel that the more you stress about it, the more your adrenal glands are working and the more adrenaline is in your body and the harder your liver and your body has to work at expelling all of that. So I'm trying to keep a light heart, which I think I've been doing a pretty good job. I haven't had too many issues with mood swings. I've had some moments and I'll just kind of like talk it through with my husband. He's been so supportive. So I'll tell him, hey, I'm not really in a good mood. And I don't know why, but just being able to say that helps to bring the mood back to happiness, or you feel like a relief. So that's something that I've been doing with him, and he's been so supportive and so helpful with those kinds of mood swings or irritability. I haven't had too much of those, only on the nights when I was dealing with no sleep. The next day would be quite hard, but I think I've been managing with a light heart and keeping it as peaceful as I can. But that is something I've been thinking about, and I hope that you try to do that because I do believe that that's a huge help instead of looking at this and going, oh my gosh, I'm in menopause and it's terrible. It's a lot harder that way. Okay, so we've hit the part of the video that I want to share the root cause of my symptoms. If you remember, I kept saying the symptoms associated usually with menopause, meaning that's what the norm of all of us knows. But according to medical medium, menopause is a very beautiful transition that should be seamless. And the real reason, or majority of the reason, because I don't want to say all, because there are times where women do experience issues with hormones and that causes symptoms or stuff to deal with. But majority of us are just dealing with an overburden or sluggish liver. And according to medical medium, during that period of menopause is the period where the liver reached that point where it's now having a difficult time filtering out toxins, pathogens, and heavy metals and fats. So it's not working as great. And it just so happens to be around the same time as a woman goes through menopause. And so that is his reasoning, which I've been using to take care of my body. And that's why I've been removing the fat and salt, if you remember me talking about that and how it helped my hot flashes. It's because my liver during this time is struggling in filtering things out. I believe also there's nowhere in medical medium that he says that the immune system drops, but I kind of feel like menopause is the same like adolescence, which he did share that. And you can read all about menopause in his book with the blue x-ray. That one has information about it. And also the thyroid healing book has a lot of information about menopause. So go and read those books. You can read the information that I was using. And I'm telling you, it's been helping me. Work with your doctor, find out if it is a hormone issue, it truly is, or maybe it's not. Maybe it is your liver, and give it a try and see if it helps your symptoms. But since I've been taking care of my liver, I find that the symptoms are very minimal compared to what people have said that they experience. And I haven't really had too much, I haven't experienced any sort of anxiety. I didn't have any depression. I've dealt with mood changes and irritability, but very minimal. A lot of this really comes down to taking care of the liver, which is why majority of the symptoms always occur at night, right at the time where the liver is healing or detoxing. It's usually, medical medium says, around the 2 to 4 hour, I believe. That is the reason why you can have insomnia, due to the liver detoxing and creating heat is how you get a hot flash. It's creating heat to help itself to expel things. And it's all comes down to the liver, pathogens, heavy metals, fats in your body that your body is just trying to expel. And it happens at the same time. So that is what I learned. You can go and do your own research. I'm going to write a post about this on my website. So you can check out www.taratom.com. I'm going to write a post in there about this, and I'll leave links to all the information that I was sharing. And I hope that this menopause video can help you. I hope you can find some relief. I do really, really believe that going fat free is the way to go. And if you can go salt free, even better. I'm going to try to go back to drinking celery juice. It's so hard in the morning for my hands, but I'm going to really try to go and drink celery juice again. I did see something that medical medium did say, that drinking celery juice before you go to bed helps with insomnia as well. Mangoes help too. I've had success with having mangoes during mango season. Those help a lot at night too. And coconut water seems to be helping me too. But that's it for this menopause video. I hope it was helpful. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the comments. You guys are the sweetest people. I just really enjoy this YouTube channel. Like they said, out of all the social media places, YouTube is like a community. And so when you have this, your channel, it's like you're building a community. And I hope that we can build this community to just support each other no matter what healing modality you subscribe to. I'm here for the chronically ill, and I believe all my followers or people here are here for the same reason. Even if I don't respond, like, share some compassion with somebody else in the comments if you see someone is struggling. Everybody needs a little support here and there, and if I can give it to you, I'm trying. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.